I chose the data set off of the National Survey of Children's Health. So specifically, I was focusing on premature births, which is classified as a child that's born more than 3 weeks before their due date. And all of this data came from the yearly range of 2017 to 2018. The way that the data set is set up is it compares the nationwide averages to the averages in New York. And then I chose 3 characteristics, which is sex, race, and then family structure of the children. So this is premature birth on the basis of sex. On the left here, this is if the child was prematurely born, and on the right here is no. So basically it says the same data, just flipped. So the nationwide average here shows that it was actually the same for both male and female children that were born prematurely, but in New York State, it was slightly higher for males. And then here's the accompanying graph, which basically shows the same data. On the second basis, this is on the basis of race and ethnicity. You'll notice here that it says the Hispanic category in the nationwide grouping had the highest percentage of premature births, and this ethnicity is in relation to the baby itself. So the ethnicities listed along the top here are the ethnicity of the baby that is born. In New York State, it was slightly different, as the other category was the highest, the other non-Hispanic category. And then there is the accompanying graph as well, which proves all the same data statistics. And then the last basis is that of family structure. So the family structures were 2 parents currently married, 2 parents not currently married, a single parent, a grandparent household, or an other family type. So nationally, the highest rate of premature births occurs in a household where there are 2 parents that are not currently married. And then in New York State, that occurs as well. And you will notice that there is some missing statistics from this data set, which is very common for certain sets of data. And then there's the accompanying graph, which proves the same data. So the implications is New York has a lower premature birth rate than the national average, which is good. And then both nationally and in New York, there are fewer premature births than the non-premature births, which you saw in the data just presented. So of those that were premature, there's no difference between male and female nationally, where in New York, there was a greater percentage of males born prematurely than females. And then nationally, the babies of Hispanic ethnicity had the greatest percent of premature births, and in New York, it was the group of other. And lastly, 2 parents who are not married have the greatest percent of premature births in both New York State and as the national average.